Okay, so I told myself that I wouldn't even try to record anything until I posted all of my other recordings from this last week. So um, I am still trying to get into the habit of posting at least once a week on a long form, a short on YouTube, a carousel, and a short on Instagram. I have not succeeded in doing that consistently. So it's still very much a work in progress. I am a work in progress. This last week has been interesting. I am just starting to get my strength back from being sick. So I was able to go to the gym for the first time in like a month and a half now. Gosh, it feels like forever. And I typically don't run. I'm not a big runner because for whatever reason, it makes me feel a lot worse. Unless I'm like, I can run. It's just, it doesn't feel helpful in my, anyway, it's hard to explain. It's just like, I'm not a runner. I can run. I don't like it. It's not enjoyable for me. It doesn't feel good afterwards. And I feel like overly exhausted afterwards and not in a good way. So like today, so what I typically do is I'll do like a high incline and I'll walk, like do a fast walk kind of thing. And that like exerts a lot of energy and it helps build my, build up my strength and everything and endurance. Which is a big one. Endurance is a big one I have to work on. But what it does is it's a good warm up for me, so I'm not so exhausted that I can't do anything else afterwards. So I will go do my my PT. So I'm doing physical therapy for a couple different things, and I was able to get my PT done and felt really good. Wasn't so exhausted that I had to take a nap afterwards, which is what happens. And I've heard there's some things about like perimenopause and you know, sometimes running certain kinds of exercise can be like do the opposite of help. And that's kind of what it's like for me. So anyway, uphill walking for like, usually I go for an hour. I had to stop a little early this time though, because this guy next to me was like doing his workout and then jumping on the treadmill and doing his workout and jumping on the treadmill, which is fine. But he smelled like poo-poo. He smelled so bad. And every time he jumped next to me, I'm like, I had to close my mouth because I got like a mouthful of it the first time. And I'm like trying not to breathe, and that it was unmanageable. So I just stopped my walk early to go do my PT. But it was really good. I go with my husband usually on the weekends, and we haven't been able to do that in a while. So it was nice to get kind of back into it. And I do jujitsu 2 days a week, so I was able to actually roll for the first time in forever, it seems. And just to recap, this is because I had a potential medical emergency. It was a medical emergency where I stopped getting oxygen to my brain. I had some allergy issues, some breathing issues, blah, blah, blah. And then on top of that, when I was finally like close to recovery, I tried to cut my toe off. By accident, of course. Freak accident, but it was so bad that I had to get glued back together. Probably should have gotten stitches, but I had a gig and didn't want to miss the performance. So shame on me, it's taken longer for my toe to heal because of that, but it is healing. And yeah, I got to do the performance. That was fun. And I've been going to jiu-jitsu and keeping my socks on, which is hard, but I want to keep that spot protected until it's totally healed. So it's almost healed, almost completely. There's like a tiny little tender spot on there that I'm just being extra careful with. But otherwise, I'm almost there. So I was able to roll last night. So I'm starting to get my exercise in, and I'm starting to feel better, biking around a little bit more. And I mean, it's crazy how quickly your body just gets out of shape. So for me anyway, I am diabetic. And yeah, I have some health issues that we're trying to work through right now and figure out what the heck is going on. A lot of it could just all be perimenopause, who knows? But because my bingo card is so interesting, sorry, I'm working on this. I should probably lift this up so you can see it. Maybe I'll just tip this down a little bit more. But yeah, I've got just so much going on right now. I really have to stay on top of my physical endurance and energy and everything. So having a month where I'm like not at full capacity, it's definitely showing. So yeah, so I'm back on track with that, and there's my life update. Well, at least part of it. And I have a market tomorrow. So funny thing is, all last year I kept saying, God, or towards the end of last year, I kept thinking it would be nice for this year because I just wanted to be bored again. But I sold out of a lot during Christmas, so I spent all of January, February restocking, but then by February it was Valentine's Day, so I completely blew out of stock for that, and now it's Easter on Sunday, so I have a market just a couple days before, so I'm hoping I sell out. I hope I sell a lot, but I have been working my butt off for the last month trying to get enough inventory for the market. So we'll see how that goes. I wish I had 10 times more than I do. There's so many things I want to make, and I just don't have enough knees to do that. So yeah, so hopefully that works out. It's also my son's birthday today, my baby, and he is he's not a baby anymore. He's almost a teenager. We have his birthday party this weekend, and so yeah, I got my hands full. I had a lot of chores to catch up on today, so I got a lot of stuff done. I still have more chores to do, but I'm trying to kind of ping pong back and forth between cleaning the house and getting my market stuff prepped. I've had a couple opportunities to go on a full side quest, and I took them, and I reorganized stuff I probably could have waited till another day to do, but it made me feel good to get it done, and the living room looks nicer for it. So glad about that. It's been oddly quiet today, and usually I have people knocking on my door all day long because we have the yard work, and sometimes it's the pest control, and then we have like maintenance that's supposed to drop by, and they haven't yet, so I have a feeling they're going to want to drop by tomorrow when I'm busy. So, but it's been oddly quiet today, which is nice, so I'm trying to get as much done as possible. This guy I've had since Halloween, and he has not sold, but a lot of people have picked him up, and I think it's because I had these like this, fully connected, so I am taking them apart and I'm going to trim it up. I think that looks a lot nicer. So today I'm just doing a lot of whips. I'm trying to get as much market prep done as possible. I really want to make more stuff for the market, but I cannot afford to do that. I have to finish what I've started, which is just always an issue for me. So that's why I'm working on this right now. I just finished making a chicken that was in my WIP pile. Let me grab that real quick. So, sorry, close up on my boobs. My goodness. So I did this one, and I never liked the hard eyes there. Like, it just bugged me. So I actually crocheted eyes, and I like it. I think it looks good. I think I'm gonna crochet eyes for this from now on. I'm not sure exactly what I did between this eye and this eye. I kind of just free-handed it, and it worked out. One did turn out a little different than the other, but I adapted it and made it work. This is taking forever, and now I remember why I didn't do this in the first place. So yeah, I have a lot of whips. I have a lot. Too many whips. And in the meantime, I'm still dehydrating all of my yarn because I discovered that every single bag and box in there that is supposed to be tightly sealed had moisture in it, which is not unusual and very likely just there's moisture, in the air here. There's a lot of moisture here. So nothing was damaged, nothing smells funny or anything, but I am just super paranoid. So I pulled everything out of the shed. I've been going through batches in my bathroom with the dehumidifier and then repackaging them with the silicone beads, and they change color when they're wet, and that's just it's gonna help wick the moisture. And then for the larger bags, I only had one packet in there, so now I'm putting multiple packets, which will also help keep the moisture levels down, and it gives me an idea of how much moisture is in there as well, because some of them it was just barely, the color was barely turned, which is good. So yeah, I'm just tracking all that, but I need to get that done. I wanted to take photos today. I have this beautiful large photo box that I can take, like I can stage really nice photos, and I always mean to do that before a market, because some things I'm just not gonna get back to making for another year. Like I just made a bunny that I haven't made in a year. So, and I think it would sell all year long. But I need to take photos so I can get them up on my website and then take special orders. And at my market, I always have like the lookbook, but the lookbook I have is not very nice. I very quickly threw it together. But it would be nice to actually like price things out and have like a bunny page. I do have that for the turtles. I have the Christmas turtles and my regular turtles, where you can see like the different sizes and styles, and they can pick them out, and it's already pre-priced out. So I don't know, it's all a work in progress. I would really like to get that done, but it's getting towards the end of the day, and the maid's coming tomorrow. She was supposed to come today, but she said she wants to come tomorrow, which is fine, but that cuts into the time I was going to use taking photos and prepping for the market. So I'm like, I could set it up, but then it's going to make the living room look all clustered and cluttery. I don't know what to do with my life. I gotta go finish laundry. Got a lot to do. Anyway, so as far as market prepping goes, I usually do not figure out how much I have in inventory as far as like how much it would cost if you purchased everything in my inventory. So I would like to do that. I never write down everything I have. I keep the tags, but the tags like these, I write out each of these tags, and I have a whole bunch of stuff that needs to be priced out. So I mean, that's at least a little bit helpful, but sometimes it's not clear enough what exactly it was. So like with bunnies, I might just put bunny, or a large bunny or something, but I have a couple different large bunnies. So it would be more helpful if I had a better description on those at least. But I tried originally writing everything out and then just marking it off the list. But it was so hard to find everything because it was a long list. So I might do barcodes, like scanners, at some point. But I make one-off things, and it might be another, like once I sell this, it'll probably be a year before I make another one. So it's kind of hard to get my website off the ground because I am all over the place, and that's fun. That's part of the, like, having ADHD. I am constantly chasing the dopamine, and it's so cool to have a business where it's literally my job to do that. So, but I'm trying to get better about taking patterns that I know I like and that were easy to work up, and putting them in a file, so that way when I'm trying to restock for a market, I'm not reinventing the wheel and having to completely relearn patterns every time, because that makes it take a lot longer. Oh shoot, I really wanted to make cats. I don't think I have any cats. I keep getting requests for them and I don't ever make them. I don't make cats or dogs except for if it's a special order. And only because I'm so busy chasing down other side quests. So yeah, maybe I should do that. Ooh, I'm babysitting a dog right now still, fostering a dog, and maybe I'll make one of him to go with him. That would be cute. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I will update after I get this done because I feel like I need to watch TV and zone out. It's a market prep day because I have a market today. Let me just, wow. Hold on. Okay, that was funny because my dishwasher was just at a perfect angle to like flash light directly into my eyes. I have a market today. I am wildly behind on what I was hoping to accomplish. I have made it through almost my entire box of WIPs. So, and honestly, there's only, let's see. This one I just need to make a bow. This one needs ears and a face. This one needs the little back spiky things. This one needs eyes. This is just a fix because this got messed up here, but it's a Christmas one, so I probably won't even bother. This is a frog bottom. I need to make a second one for the top and put on eyes. I probably won't get to this today. This is a Triceratops, I think, and I had more spikes for it, but I don't know where they went, so I might just hold off on that one indefinitely. And then this one just needs the back spikes. So I might get through these. I may not. I don't know. I'm not super concerned about it, but this one I definitely want to finish today. I just finished making the eyes. Did I drop one? Oh geez. All right, well, it's somewhere. I'll figure that out later. So I want to finish making the eyes. I never got around to gluing these down, so I might do that. I wanted to bring my stitch markers today. I don't know if they'll sell or how well they'll sell, but I have a good handful of them. This one I may scrap for now because I do, oh, see, it's falling apart. I used like an actual needle for it and it's very pointy. And I think I'm gonna hold off on that one because these ones I can just put some glue in the top pretty quickly and I think they'll be fine. And I had a couple more I still wanted to build out. So I think I'm gonna do that. I wanna do this, I wanna get it out of the way because it's been in my WIP pile forever. Found the other eye. And yeah, I have, pardon my reach, I have a handful of stitch markers that are ready to go. And yeah, I don't know, I'm just gonna see if they sell, and I want to start having more non-crocheted items, so maybe some supplies. I'm starting with the stitch markers and not stitch markers, Amy sticks, I think that's what they're called. So I found one of the spikies. Yeah, I'm trying to get that done. I'll get this done, and okay, so I'm working on this right now. I'm almost done with that. This is going to take me a bit of time. This is a rabbit that is mostly done, that needs to be put together, and the face details need to be put together. I need to see if I want to add hard eyes, like the big circular eyes, or if I want to stitch eyes onto this. So actually, since I have this here, so here's the front. Ooh, I kind of like that. Hold on, I'm gonna kidnap the facial details from this guy real quick. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Let's see if I want to do this. Oh, maybe I'll, okay, hold on. You're here for the adventure. I also have, I have these needles with, I don't know if you can see those. Yeah, so I've got that on there. I know my descriptive words are on point today. That thing, majigget, and stuff and things. But anyway, I can use this to kind of not have the big bulky stuff in the way while I try to see if I like how this looks. You go away for a second. Dropped that. Let's see if I like how this looks. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Now that I'm looking at it over here. See, this is why I want to make a handful of these crocheted eyes, so I can go back through, so I can pull them out and kind of see which ones I like on here. Okay. Oh, and part of the other issue that I was having is I finished this, and it's not supposed to be stuffed, but then after I finished it, I was like, oh shoot, I kind of want to put weighted beads in here, even though it's very heavy already, but it would be really cool texture wise. I cannot find the pantyhose. I stuck it in a container. I organized my stuff away, and I have no idea where I put those pantyhose. No clue. They were in a box. They had the same box forever. I was like, I'm gonna move this out of this box and condense space, and then lost it. Super frustrated because this is perfect for those beads, for the weighted beads, and I don't have any pantyhose, and I don't have time to sew anything. Because I mean, I guess I could. Ooh, I don't know. I'm kind of holding off. But what do you think? With like the whites in the eyes, is that too dark? Hold on, let me go get glittery eyes. Oh, I kind of want it to be, I want it to be baby safe. Dang it. Okay, I have decisions to make. The black eyes with some white in the eyes, I think would be really cute. I think, oh, maybe I'll just do it. I'm just gonna make, these are, okay, so these ones are meant for the panda. So these are a little more oblong, and maybe the oblong isn't the right shape for this. Maybe I need to do the rounded shape, and then I need to do it with like the whites in the eyes, or ooh, maybe I'll do colorful eyes. Okay, I'm being really indecisive, and I don't have a lot of time left before the market, and I am not even dressed and ready to go, and I still need to like load the car and all the things. And I still have a whole bunch of Easter stuff I wanted to make. Ooh, decisions. And then this, I still need to finish the floof for the butt. Did I do that? Did I do the floof art? No, I didn't. Okay, I still need to do the floofy butt. And then, do I make this? Do I fill it with the beads? And I'm sure I can figure something out. If I really wanted to, I could fill this with the beads. This backwards, head's on backwards. There you go. Let's see. I should take some ADHD medication today because I am all over the place. You know when I'm singing everything I do that I have not taken my medication today. Okay. This is, okay. I think this is gonna be really cute. Ignore that. Ignore that. And ignore that. Okay. So this is what it would look like unstuffed. And the head's super floppy. Like, it's heavy. God, no, I want the beads in it. I want the beads in it. I feel like the feel is super, super crazy soft. And the texture of having the weighted beads in here, that just makes all the difference. This is Loops and Threads Faux Fur. And my son picked it out because it is the absolute softest thing in the whole world. I haven't closed the top because I was deciding whether or not to put weighted beads in. Oh, I wish I knew where to like put the stupid nylon. And had I realized I lost it, I could have gone into town and gotten more. But I'm usually pretty good about putting it in places, like in my crochet places, now that I have designated areas. So the only thing I can think of is that it got stuck behind something else, and I'm gonna find it in like 2 months. I completely tore apart my room looking for it yesterday and the day before. And I genuinely have no idea where it could have gone. Oh, so frustrating. So the only other option is that I would have to sew something. Ooh. Okay, I have an idea. Hold on. Okay, never mind. I have these grocery store fruit and vegetable reusable bags, but all of them have stains on them, so that's gross. There's no way I'm using that. You know, we put vegetables in them and I stick it in the fridge and it helps the vegetables stay fresh longer, but at the same time, if anything like the leaves start going or anything, it can stain it. So anyway, that's just gross. So I'm not doing that. Dang it. Oh, I wish I knew where I put those. Okay, maybe I will just, I'm gonna sew the ears on, I'll sew the face. It's not gonna take me that long to sew the body to the head, so I will hold off on that until everything else is done. And I'll figure that out later. So this goes back into the deal with it later pile. So those are the two main plushies that I need to finish, is the panda, which won't take me too long. And then I want to get these all glued so that they can go in the window over there in the sun to dry. And I wanted to make, see, I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's probably good enough for this market. Yeah, you know what? I don't have a lot of time. I still have a bunch that I could make, and I only have 2. I only have 2 of the smaller ones. So maybe what I'll do is I'll make 2 more of the smaller ones, so I at least have like a decent variety. Because I don't anticipate these to sell a lot. It's more so to have more options. And I also need to figure out a way to, like, I need a container to stick this in. So maybe I'll do that right now too. That way I can like dry them in that container and just bring that whole container. But I am also in the process of using these, so I don't know. I don't know what to do with my life, but I have, yeah, there's quite a few more I could make. So I'll do that. And then I really wanted to take photos, and I just don't know if I'm gonna have time to do that today. Oof, so. All right, and I need to print out some price tag stuff, which I also, and I haven't priced a lot of stuff, so I'm really up against the wire today. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Wish me luck.
I'm changing who I am. I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back ever again. Yeah. You ain't see me activated. You better hope that you never see me agitated. I think about my actions, plan them out, evaluated. That's how I end up on the top, man, I'm calculated. My mind's a weapon, my body is the engine. I'm never second guessing, I just do what I was destined. Cause I feel I got the blessing, persistence and obsession. That's how you keep progressing, I already learned that lesson, yeah. I'm changing who I am. I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back ever again. You can't stop what's moving. You can't stop what's moving. I'm changing my life, and I won't look back ever again. No fear, see clear, you deserve to be great. I know it feels like things get in your way. Push through those walls and the others will fall. Sit up, stand tall, you can get through it all. I need some energy, anxiety's no friend to me. I have a short memory, I don't really remember things. That's how I move on, that's how I stay strong. A new day's on, I'll keep moving right along. And I feel like the pain in the past, it needs to stay in the past. You gotta take off the cast. I wanna feel like I'm a new person. I wanna have clear vision and purpose. And I feel like the pain shouldn't last. If you can move on and past the things that make you feel bad, and you can change in your brain, I'm certain. I've done it before, and man, I'm not perfect.
Okay, note to self. When using something called Super Weld Extreme Gel, wear gloves. I got a little on the table, which is never coming off. And I got a little on my fingers, which is also never coming off. I used glue gun, I scrubbed, I used oil, I used all the things, and it's just very much on there. I even got a scrub brush and I kind of scrubbed it a little bit. Smells like all the chemicals, and that's just on my finger for immediate purposes. On the plus side, it didn't get on the top coat. It top coat's pretty jacked. Anyway, that's cool. Those are done. I'm working on this guy now. I just took all my Ami sticks and glued them, so I don't have any of those right now, but I've got my little mini needles that I have attached things to. Safety pins, that's the word I'm looking for. So yeah, these are super helpful, especially for like face details. So I think I might do a little bit more of these, and maybe I'll decorate some of these as well because it's super helpful. But I don't know, we'll see. So yeah, getting stuff done, running out of time, and then I had this whole side quest of trying to get glue off my hand. We'll see what happens. And I'm hungry. Going over my market recap. Oh, I found a little portable ring light that I'm going to hook up to my laptop, which is right behind there, and I'm going to see if that helps because the light's coming in this way and it's better when it's coming in that way. Okay, I don't know if that helps or hinders, but whatever. I have a big bright light right there trying to put light on my face. Anyway, how to market last night. It went okay. It was good. It was just, I was feeling very sick and that sucked. And my son was also being very needy. he's a teenager. Teenagers are needy. So he was getting on my nerves, and I did okay. I did, but I always am surprised at how I don't do as well as I would like for Easter. I always think I'm going to do better for Easter, and I don't. So I'm a little bummed about that, but at the same time, I really needed to restock inventory anyway. So I'm glad that I got a lot of inventory restocked, and I'm glad that I didn't stick to just doing Easter stuff. So I have some variety. I had my piece de la resistance was this guy. It took me a while. It's incredibly fluffy. It's Loops and Threads faux fur. It's incredibly heavy, and I didn't get to finish it, so I'm super bummed. But this was a low-cost market. Like, I really didn't have people spending tons of money. I had one that spent a decent amount, but otherwise everything was under $35. The highest cost thing I sold was $35, other than this one that was a special order. Tired. Anyway, I didn't quite get to finish this guy, but I hand stitched the eyes and I think it looks great. The nose kind of doesn't show up quite enough, and the little pink part here isn't really showing up, so I think I might have to redo that. I wanted to put, so the head and the ears, like, it's heavy, but what I wanted to do was I wanted to fill this with beads, because it's the way this is supposed to be like a lovey, so I don't have to fill it with beads. I can leave it like that, but it just would be so much cooler with beads. And I couldn't find my tights, my pantyhose that I used to put the beads in. I have no clue where on earth that could have gone. I packaged it away and stuck it somewhere, and I have no clue where, and I cannot find it to save my life. So I'm gonna have to go buy new ones, and I already sewed the head on, so I'm like, I might have to like detach the head, and then I think this just would be so much cooler, and I could definitely sell it for a lot more if it had the beads in here. So it's weighted even more, and it kind of balances the body. The top is super heavy, but the bottom is super light, and that way it would be able to sit, and I just think it's a cool texture thing. So anyway, this is cool. I love it. I gotta finish sewing on that eye, which is falling off as I'm flinging this around. So unfortunately didn't get it done by Easter, but whatever. I have another one I need to make for my son that he's definitely going to want weighted. He wants an alpaca, and so I'm going into town today, so hopefully I'll have enough time to go to the Dollar Tree and get some more nylons, because I'll find them eventually. I just have no clue where they are right now. Anyway, I'm going to kind of play with this setting, because, like, I don't know if it's better yellow or the blue light or the white light. I'm feeling like the yellow. Am I crazy? Is the yellow preferable? I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out the lighting. I did not get around to taking my good photos. I never do, and it's like such a pain to set the whole thing up. I really need a permanent setup, and I don't have the space to do a permanent setup. So I have my markets are monthly, and I keep meaning to do it last minute because I'm making stuff all month long. But maybe what I need to do is put it in the calendar, block out a day, the weekend maybe before doing the event, and just photo everything. And anything I make in between is just gonna have to get window photoed, which is what I've been doing. I'm just doing all my photos in the window, and they're okay. But I have a professional setup, and I would like to use it so I can put them on the website and everything. So anyway, that's a work in progress. All right, so I should grab those so I can show you. Okay, give me a second. Okay, so I went to the Dollar Tree, which is not always $1. Sometimes it's $5, like these. And neither one of these sold. I filled it with a plushie and a plushie carrot. So like one had a chick in it and a carrot, and the other one had a bunny and a carrot. And I put these up for $65. So they had a bunch of floof in there, and neither one sold. So I had a handful of people look at it, but again, like, Easter just isn't, it's not like Christmas, I guess. People are just not spending the money. And these were a royal pain to bring to the market. So it was a really cool display. It looked cool, but it was a pain. So I will probably use these for my kids. I got 2 of them. I'll probably use these for my kids for Easter. Because it does not matter how old you are, you still get an Easter basket in my house if you are here, and you get to follow a string to a present. And I get a little crazy about Easter, and my husband has had to tell me repeatedly that that's not a thing for everybody. Apparently going crazy on Easter and like doing a big thing is not normal. Like his family was not as into the holidays as mine is. Holidays are kind of a big deal. Basically any excuse to have a party or play or give each other presents or just enjoy life. We are very into celebration, And you know, it's fun to like think of other people and get them something fun and do some shenanigans. So yeah, so he's gotten into the spirit of it and has included like has actually added some holidays. So now we give each other gifts for Halloween. Like, I'm sure pretty soon we'll end up doing it for like St. Patrick's Day and everything else. So we are big gift givers at the holidays. So anyway, I'll use those for my kids. Back to the show. All right, so I did these. I got some wasabi tape. I had some flowery tape and some ducky tape. This ducky tape sucks. Just comes right off, but that's fine. It made it easy for people to open them if they needed to. One of these had a chocolate bunny with a bow that sold, which is cool. And then what did I call that? Sneak a peek egg. So one sneak a peek egg had, yeah, the chocolate bunny, and the other one had a itty bitty demigorgon, which one of our friends purchased, and he's so great. I love him so much. He's always so excited. He's like, your stuff is so awesome, and he gets really excited, and it makes my day. I really appreciate it. He's my comic book buddy. I have to I have a comic book series that actually my husband's reading. I'm not reading it, but he seemed to like it, so we were thinking about getting him another one. And anyway, that's a whole side quest. So we've been exchanging comic books. I'm a nerd. Okay, the other thing that I sold is the gigantic peep. So I had 3 of these, and I had a XL, extra large, large, medium, and small. And I sold the XL and the small. So the XL had a bunny with the long ears and a carrot. And did I make that before? No, I don't think I've ever made that one. I bought that pattern for Easter last year and I never got around to making it, and it was super cute, and I want to make a million of them. So I will definitely make more of those just for fun. This guy, I don't remember what I put in here, so we're just gonna put that over there. The small peep. Oh, it was a bunny keychain. So that's a new pattern that I've been using. It's a free pattern on Premiere that says Forest Friends, and there's, I think, 4 or 5 different, there's like a frog and a bunny and a fox and something else. But it was super cute, and I loved the patterns. They were not the easiest to put together. They did require a few extra steps, which is never my favorite when I'm trying to just market prep, but they looked really cute and unique. So I loved that. And I actually sold the fox too that comes with that. So I was happy with that. I will make those again. I sold my alien and spaceship also to my friend, who was very excited about it. No, somebody else wanted it. He wanted it, and somebody else was like, oh shoot, I was gonna get that. And he's like, go ahead and get it, which is great. I love when people are fighting over my stuff. So that's the one that is, is it Sweet Softies? I'll have to figure that out. But she had a free tutorial, and I used the free tutorial to make the spaceship with the alien inside that pops out. But now it's locked under subscribers for YouTube, which is great. I think that's awesome for her. And I love the pattern. I just need to buy it anyway. So because it sold first market out, the pattern was fun. That just means I'm going to buy the pattern and have that in my arsenal and restock it. So that'll be cool. All right, what else? All right, so we had the sneak peek. We had the peep, we had the alien, we had the other peep, we had the other sneak peek. I sold 2 demigorgons, and those were the medium size. So I have the itty bitty, I have the regular size, and then I used with parfait chunky, and then I have the parfait, or the Premier Basics Brights blah blah blah, the 14 letter, like the really long name for their yarn, the thicker one that's like burnout blanket, which made it like large size. Didn't sell any of the large size, sold 2 of the medium size. So that was cool. I sold the sushi keychain, Sushi Bee. So it's a Sushi Bee keychain for $15. I have not been going over prices. Mini Demi was $15. The bunny with the carrot I sold for $35, which I think was a little low for that. That was a little low for that cost. And the alien with the ship I sold for $20. And the peep that had, the bunny keychain was $15. The cocoa bunny, the chocolate bunny, was... Did I forget to write a price down here? I think my prices are all off. I need to recalculate. That one I think was 15. Yeah, for the sneak a peek, that was 15. The Demigorgon medium size was 20. The Sushi Bee, I didn't put B on here. Keychain was 15. All right, moving on. We had the mushy guy. One keychain, one without a keychain, which I was debating on whether or not to just make them all keychains. And I was like, there are some people who just like the squishies. So I've got to do both. And yeah, that worked out because I sold one of each. One keychain, one without. And that was the pink and white ones, I believe. Oh, and those were made with the Premier Chanel that I got from the dollar store. So very cool. Those do well, and that's a low cost item, and I made a lot of profit on that. So that's great. And then I already mentioned the fox keychain from the Premier Forest Friends collection. I'm totally making more of those. Turtle on a swing. Wasn't sure if I was going to sell that one because it had a little defect that I didn't catch, and I fixed it as they were buying it. So they were cool with that. Turtle on the swing, I did for 15. So all my keychains, all my swing friends, I'm doing for 15. I previously was selling those for like 5, and I've been slowly increasing the price to see kind of where the threshold is, and people are not blinking an eye at 15 for a keychain. So profit margin on that's great. I need to make way more. And for the swings. But I only sold one swing, which I was like, it seemed like people were excited about them, but I think I need to find a better display. And I actually already have a display I think would work. I just need to set it up. I have like I use it for jewelry. It's a ribbon rack that I got from Joann's forever ago, and I have 2 of them, and so I can put just one bar across and then put all the swings on there. That way people can kind of see them swing. I think that would be cute. So I need to kind of pull that out and test it. And then robot keychain. Oh, I love the robots. Those robots were so fun, and people got really excited about those. And then my pizza turtle. I always sell the Ninja Turtles with the pizza toppings, like the little pepperoni pizza shells. So I don't have any more of those. I need to restock all of those because those always do really well. But they are a little bit of a pain to make. They're multi-steps, and it's a mod pattern. So I have to like look up the mod, and it's like go back and forth, and it drives me crazy. So typically what I do for that is I will physically write out, and I bought the pattern, but the mod is on Instagram. So what I'll do is I'll like write the pattern out. I've got a whole bunch of patterns that I've written out on graph paper, and I keep it in the folder there, so I can just like pull out patterns that I enjoy, that it's easier for me to physically see. If the pattern's written well, I can just look in my Google Drive and just read it from there. But if it's written in a way that messes with my brain, which is just the way I process information a lot of the times, it's usually not on them. It's like I just process things in a different way. So that's anyway how I do things. So I'm so tired. I forgot to take my medicine. And it's probably too late to do it. Ooh, should I take my medicine, or should I make coffee? Or should I take a nap? Anyway, clearly my ADHD is on fire today. I sold my blue dragon, which I have had forever. I made it forever ago, and I actually had to kind of reconstruct it a little bit because I did not make it very well when I originally made it. So I had to fix it, and even seeing it yesterday, the little boy whose mom bought it for him for Easter was like tugging at parts of it that I'm like, you're gonna break it the way you're playing with it. So I'm gonna take part of the eye apart because I put like plushy the whites of the black eyes there. I put that on there and he was like tugging at it right away. So I'm going to pull that whole thing off, and I'm going to get, now that I'm a little better at what I do, I can go back and I can add this to the edges, or maybe I just take it off completely just so he's not pulling at it. But she bought it for him for a Easter gift, and I think I had it listed at 65. No, I'm sorry, 75, 85. I had it listed at 85. I think I'm going to give it to her for 65. And I told her I'll give you a deal because it's been on the table forever. And he has asked about it every single month for like a year. And the price has like slowly gone down and down and down. I just want to get rid of it at this point. There's just not a lot of interest, and he's like the one person who's interested. So she can have it for a discounted rate. And she's bought a bunch of stuff for me before. So I'm going to let her have it. So she hasn't paid for that yet, but I'll get her at some point. And then claw machine. So I brought the claw machine. I had 5 claw machines. I can math, I promise. $30. I made $30 off the claw machine. And that's pretty damn good. I had it listed at $5. I increased it to $6. Nobody flinched. So that worked out really well. And I had these cute little Easter bunnies, these tiny, tiny little miniature Easter bunnies in there, in these little Easter bunny, do I have any in here? Yeah, I have one right here. I had them in these, and it fit just perfectly, and they're super cute. And yeah, those sold. The kids were really excited. I have these like really cheesy looking hearts in there with eyeballs that are not exciting, and I have like Easter eggs in there that were crocheted that also, like, the kids were not as excited about those. They really wanted the surprise eggs. So I'm definitely going to do that. But the surprise eggs were harder for them to pick up. So I told them, if you can get anything, you can exchange it for one of the other ones you wanted. So they did that. So that worked really well. I had 6 total in there, and I sold 5 of the 6. So that worked really well. And then, yeah, so that was everything. I don't know if my math is correct on this. So I'm going to calculate that. But before I do that, I have a phone that has a magnet on it, and I stick it on the magnet. That's how it's raised up. And I do my videos from there. And I discovered at the last market, I take my payments on that phone, and I cannot take my payments on that phone because of the magnet. It starts making it so I can't accept the cards. So I have my old cell phone that I'm not doing anything with, and I'm using that for my payment methods. And I have my phone stand here that I got for free at a party. So I can put my phone on the phone stand, and then I have my actual phone on the other phone stand, so I can use that to like Google things or look things up or whatever. And I just use this for transactions, so I'm not having to switch between apps. I only have one app open, and it tells me exactly how much I've sold and everything. So that is super helpful. Let's see. Let's math this together real quick. All right, so Sneak a Peek Demigorgon for 15, Bunny with the Carrot for 35, which was underpriced. Alien Ship 20, Bunny Keychain 15, Chocolate Bunny 15, which I think was fairly priced. That was a quick make. 2 medium Demigorgons for 20 each. Sushi Bee Keychain for 15. Oops. 15. 2 Mushy Guys for 15. 1 keychain, 1 without. Fox Keychain for 15. Turtle on a Swing for 15. Robot Keychain for 15. Pizza Turtle for 15. Blue Dragon for 65. Plus 30 for the claw machine. Why did I put $10 here? I don't know what that's about, but I think I miscalculated. Okay, so my total inventory, okay, I sold $340 worth, which is decent. I was hoping for closer to 500, so, but again, I kind of forgot this is not a high cost, like, Easter, people don't spend a lot of money on Easter, and I forgot about that. Also, I don't get a lot of birthdays around this time or anything. So I think I usually do better on Mother's Day. So we'll have to see. We'll see if I do better on Mother's Day. And then items I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20. Yeah, I miscalculated that for some reason. All right, so I sold 20 items. And that's the funny thing about, that whole thing fell. The funny thing about the item count, like how many items to the cost, is for Valentine's Day, I sold the same amount of items at one market as I did at a second market. The first market, I made $450 or something. The second market, I made like $1,200. So sometimes it just matters where the market is and if they're going to buy the high ticket items or the lower cost items, and more like it just worked out in the wash that way. It was so weird that it was the same, just about the same number of items, but the cost difference was significant. Like the profit difference is significant. Anyway, yeah, so that was really good. I mean, it was okay. I wish I had done better, but it's good enough. And then the other thing I wanted to mention is I have this little sucker thing. I have these bags that I got off of Amazon, and it's been a lot of trial and error to figure out which ones work better than others, and the slightly higher cost ones, surprise, are more durable, although they still go out sometimes. So I always have to check the bags before I put them in storage. I'll do the sucker thing. I'll stick them by the back door and I'll wait a little while, like go do other things, and I'll come back and check, and if the air has refluffed it, then I know there's a hole in the bag and I throw it away. And so I have had to repurchase bags again because I am in a humid area. But I'm staying on top of that. And then I've discovered after the markets, like last night was super wet. Last night was very humid. So when I got home, I made sure to take all the bags out right away and open all of the bags so they're not sitting overnight, just moist. And then this morning I took them into the bathroom and I turned on my dehumidifier, which is like the most important purchase I have made regarding the like plushy stuff. It has absolutely saved my items. So that's gonna run all day long in the dehumidifier until it like gets everything down to the least amount of humidity in there as possible. So I have it set to 30% humidity, which is pretty low. It's significantly lower than it absolutely has to be for those. But I'm trying to make sure they're as dry as possible before I put them away and back into storage. And I got the moisture packets now that I can stick in there, and that will give me an indicator of if it's getting moisture issues and stuff. So that's good. What else? Oh, I got these off of Amazon, and I just glued them and put them together. It came with the glue, which is really cool, and it came with these little posts. So not all of them stick in perfectly evenly, but I just glued these in, and I got the hammer from my what is it called? It's the shelving unit that I use. It came with a little hammer thing, so I used that for these. And yeah, just waiting for those to dry. I didn't sell any of the amigurumi sticks, but I did manage to get them all glued, which is cool, except for this one, which I just forgot about, but it's pretty stuck on there. I think I want to keep this one anyway. And yeah, I got to deliver the Blue Dragon at some point, so that's all packaged up and ready to go. I've got to put away all of my items from the market, but everything I believe is, I've been working really hard to get as much of it packed up to go straight into storage as possible. So I got much better at that this time. I'm pretty sure those boxes are completely ready to go. I need to double check them, but one of the racks that I use, I think it broke a little bit, and I haven't been using it. And I think I'm kind of working away from using it completely. So I think I'm going to get rid of it. So yeah, I'm kind of like, I'm keying in on what works, what doesn't work. And there's a couple things in there that I don't really like that I've been using, and they're kind of too much of a pain. So I think I'm going to get rid of some of those things, and then maybe consider replacing them with some alternative options. I did not sell any market bags. This is not this market that I do. This is farmer's market. There's no like fruits and vegetables at it. So market bags are not a thing at this market, which is kind of frustrating, but it at least makes my inventory look bigger, even though I never sell market bags. Same thing with beanies. I rarely sell beanies. I did do really well with the soft plushy ear warmers, so I need to make some more of those. The coarse, like more intricate ones, go figure, that I spent time, I didn't do on the knitting machine. I actually crocheted them. I almost never sell those. I make gloves, like little fingerless gloves that everyone thinks are cute, but nobody buys. And I have some cat ear beanies, again, that I thought would be super popular here. Nobody buys. It's just not a beanie town. So again, I just still take them. I have a bunch of jewelry and stuff too. I have some like oddball things that I've made, and I usually display them. This time around I just didn't. I got set up kind of late because I wasn't feeling well, so I left it. So I'll probably put those up next time. But those kind of things, I don't really expect them to sell, but it makes my inventory look bigger, and it kind of justifies having 2 tables. This time around they only gave me 1 table, and I was like, hey, if anybody no-shows, can I get 2 tables? Because I like to spread out. They're 2 7-foot tables, so I really spread out. But it works really well, especially if I have the claw machine. That way I can have people on this side doing the claw machine, and I can have my big cubicles up on the other side where people can like walk and window shop. I also forgot to tag half my inventory. Really bad idea, because I was making up prices, and I like what happened with the bunny with the carrot. I said 35. That one easily should have been like 55 or 45 at the least. I totally underpriced it because I just like, I was tired and it didn't feel good, and I was like, I don't know. I was giving people prices and immediately forgetting what price I gave them. So towards the end, I did go and start tagging stuff. So when I put everything away, once it's dehydrated, it's done with the dehumidifier, I need to go through and actually like make an inventory of what I have, and go through the prices, because I have been super inconsistent with the pricing. I am all over the place with the pricing. So I gotta figure that out. I also need to make more chickens, and like I need to make a list of my refill stuff. And then like that worked for Easter for the most part. I made this kind of like wish list. Where is it? Is it over here? I made a wish list of things. Actually it might be like right here. Hold on. No, it's not. Okay, I'm a liar. I don't know where it went. But it was super helpful because I kept referring back to it and saying, oh yeah, that's right, I wanted to make this. Oh yeah, that's right, I wanted to make this. So I didn't hit all my goals. I wanted to make a frog because this is so cute to put a little froggy in here. And I might still do that, but I couldn't find a pattern that would fit in here because this is pretty narrow. So I don't know, we'll figure that out. These were super cute, and I had considered keeping these to like put out and put stuff in it, but I don't know if I want to do that. It's just a lot of extra stuff to carry. Like these were cute. I wanted to put some monsters in here, and kids get a kick out of this stuff. And like I wanted to make some poopies because the kids keep laughing about that, and make like put some little poops in here. So I don't know. I will think about it. And like the kids love these, so I can always put like little keychain carrots in here. I don't know. We'll figure it out. It's a lot of extra things to have. But if it sells well, I can try it maybe at the next market and just have a handful of them. Like maybe just like one little basket of Easter eggs and just have them like $10 and see how that goes. So yeah, I'll try that out. And this worked out really well. I had mentioned in my last vlog that I got a whole bunch of, it's 2 and 3 weight yarn, and put them in tiny cakes, so I can take my, take these around to work on eyes, because I want to make more eyes. And I got a lot of compliments on these eyes, so people really liked them. They're pretty. And yeah, so that's it for now. I am so tired, and I have class that I have to teach in an hour and a half or so, so I'm gonna go figure out my life now. Okay, it is WIP Wednesday, and I have an insane amount of stuff I need to do. I keep putting this off. This is something that I need to frog and redo. because I started sewing it together and I forgot there's like a whole gap in between, but this is, I gotta get this done for Mother's Day. This is an apron. And it has taken me forever, and there's no amount of money that's going to be able to take, that I could charge for this to be worth the time that it took to make it. So I'm very likely just going to keep it for myself, but just for display reasons, I'll put it up. If somebody buys it, I'm going to put a big old price tag on it, because I kind of hope somebody doesn't buy it so I can wear it. But I also want to like add pockets to it and stuff. I just haven't had the time to do that. But I'm gonna work on that today. Very tired. I feel like I slept well last night. I didn't go to bed too late. I usually go to bed very late. But like I am just so very tired. So maybe my body's trying to fight something off. That's likely. So I'm just gonna take it easy today and drink lots of water. And I have my super cool butterbeer mug that I'll be drinking water and hydration tablets. That is pink in there. Lots of that today, just in case. My friend who said she had allergies did end up being extremely sick and got her husband extremely sick. And I'm like, oh, goody. Hope I didn't catch that. So, as we hung out on Monday when she was extremely sick, but she thought it was allergies and it was not. So hopefully I didn't catch that, but I'm going to drink lots of water today. I'm going to do my exercise, but like keep it light. Anyway, so I have frogged this. I lost track of how many times. So I did something a little weird with this. This is the Passionate Kelsey hexagon cardigan. And I've made a couple of these and I love making them, but I don't like how fat, like I don't like how fat or gappy the stitches are to, like she uses 6.5, but she's got a much looser tension than I do. I have a very tight tension and I have tried loosening it up and it's not going to work. So I end up having to use a much larger needle, a crochet hook, and that ends up having too many gaps. It's just so problematic. So I wanted to use the 6.5 and it definitely makes it tighter, but the problem is I have to make more rows to get this width, and so this side ends up being very thick, and it just like overall was kind of problematic. So I think I need to reconsider how I do it. So this is just very thick. And in order to get it to scale down to do the sleeve like this, it's just very awkward and it's not working very well. So what I did is I did 6.5 through here. So for the length, I went down to 6. So I'm going to use a 6 to get the length to kind of tighten up naturally a little better. And then I'll do the decreases. So I did the decreases and it just kept puckering in a weird way. So I'm struggling with this. I'm trying to completely finish this before moving on, but I might have to move on to some other stuff today. I've got a ton of WIPs that I could, some of them are I just need to make them keychains. So I've got some things that are kind of low hanging fruit, and I have to stock a shelf at the yarn store that I just purchased. So I've got other things I need to get done today. And I think I'll try to work on this in between. But I'm also very tired. I'm so tired. So we'll see how today goes. Okay, so I woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning to the foster puppy screaming. And I immediately panicked because he just got fixed. And I was like, oh my God, he got injured. And I went to go check on him and he's like batting at his face. And I don't see anything. Like I thought it was maybe his eye. His eye looked fine. I thought, I checked his mouth. There's nothing like is swollen. Nothing appears to be wrong other than the fact that he's continuously batting in his face. So like all I can think about is maybe he like bit into something hard that hurt or bit his tongue or something. A little irritated because I am fostering for a shelter. Well, no, it's like a nonprofit group and I text a video and was like, I don't know what to do. Puppy's screaming. Puppy was just adopted out, but I'm still fostering. So it is, the puppy's adopted out to a friend of mine, but he is still healing and still in my care, which would indicate that I'm still in their care. Even though it's going to a friend of mine, they're like, I don't know, give him a Benadryl. He just, you'll have to ask the new owner what to do. Like if she wants you to take him to the vet or whatever. I'm like, I get that. But this person just paid $200 to adopt a puppy, which I know that they operate at a loss. I get that. They get donations to cover the difference, and they get people who volunteer for free, like me, to watch the puppies and the dogs. And I require a little support. I called my dog trainer and was like, hey, I didn't love that answer. Like, I don't know what to look for. I don't want to just jump the gun and go get a huge vet bill. Like, this person hasn't even been given the puppy yet, and then they're going to have to pay this huge bill. I'm like, I would like someone who knows what the hell they're looking for to take a look at the dog to see if, like, am I overreacting? Is it something that I should be worried about? Excuse me. So yeah, I talked to the dog trainer, and she did exactly what I was hoping. Is she talked with me, she looked at the video, she's like, yeah, I think maybe he just like bit something. If you don't see any blood, that's good. And she was explaining to me, she's like, puppies can be really dramatic. It's not uncommon for them to kind of freak out about something. So he may have just kind of panicked and freaked out. Just let's give him a little bit of time and see how he does. And if he's feeling better, then, not a big deal. Just keep an eye on him. Yeah, if he's still not feeling great by this afternoon, she's going to come out here and take a look at him. This is not her job or her responsibility. It's the people who I signed up with to foster with. So I'm just a little irritated. Like, I don't like confrontation, so I am venting to YouTube. But I'm like, do I give this person feedback? Like, hey, there's been a couple yellow flags where I feel like you're kind of being a little dismissive about some things. And if you want me to work for free for you, I feel like it's important to make sure that you're talking to me a little bit more about the problem, not being like, I don't know, not my problem. And just, I don't know, it's just very dismissive, and it doesn't make me feel confident in doing this ever again. If there's an issue that comes up like this, I kind of expect somebody who knows what they're talking about to do something about it, or like at least walk me through it, have a conversation, call me, not just text, I don't know, give him a Benadryl, like ask his new owner. Like, it just was very dismissive, and it was very frustrating. So anyway, that's my little, I woke up at the crack of dawn, and I'm still in bed because I'm tired and now just flustered. So I'll check back on with him later. But meanwhile, I've been cardigan crazy. So I made half a panel and then ran out of this. I need to go get some more, and the yarn shop's not open until Wednesday. And then I have a bunch of this. I just bought more from the yarn shop, and I am just going absolutely crazy. I love these. So I'm going to make, I think I'm going to make a full cardigan with this one. It is a little tricky because I am using, I'm a tight crocheter. I'm using a 6.5, which would be good for a more loose crocheter. So it is making it kind of smaller, but I like the way that, I like the tension on these better with this than I did with the larger hook. I don't really like the way that the tension looks. So it's kind of a little difficult because I want these panels to be long enough, and I can build these out more to make it wider. But because I work in, the round, basically, like I'm working around that, making this thicker makes this thicker. So this arm sleeve is thicker than my cardigan I made for myself. So this one, I used the larger hook, and it's just very gappy, and I don't love it. I don't like how gappy it ended up being. So this is more closed, and this is more gappy. So I used the appropriate sizing for this one. So the panel and the sleeve ended up being a decent, like it's a good sleeve size. Where this one, the sleeve is going to be so much bigger. Let's see if I can overlay these. Well, I guess it's not so much bigger. It's a little bigger. But I don't know. Maybe I need to just keep making these. Just gonna make a million of them until I can figure out the sizing. Yeah. So anyway, I'm a little tired. I'm a little cranky. I just changed all of this. So unfortunately, like I wanted my yarn wall here so that if I did videos from here, you could see my yarn wall. But this is the smaller shelf, and I was fighting for my life trying to get all of my yarn, my parfait yarn, to fit on here. So I just switched it out to the other side of my bedroom. I have better access to it if I need to grab something really quick. And this is now my craft supply shelf. So I have like miscellaneous, that's bags and boxes. For this one is bags and boxes. So like when I buy safety eyes and it comes in the zipper, like zippy bags or the boxes, I toss them in there because I reuse those very frequently for all kinds of stuff. So I'll put those in there. Down here, I just started organizing my tags. Maybe I should grab those. I feel so tired. I hope I don't get sick. I'm very tired right now. When I'm tired like this, I tend to be more susceptible to getting sick. Oh, this is something I made. I designed this. I need to finish this one. I even wrote a tutorial like 3-4 years ago, and I just never got around to finishing it. I designed all of these, so one of these days I'll do that. I have a bunch of crochet books here, and knitting books, and then this is the desiccant stuff. So in this box I have, so on top of the box I have the green used rechargeable indicating silica gel by Adsorbco. Anyway, the ones that need to be recharged are on top, and then all of the unused ones are down below here. So I've been just putting them in everything, and it's been super helpful. And then over here, I need to put my stuff back. I have one of these white trays. There's a white tray back here. It has my colored pencils in it. I might switch that out for something else. And then I have another white tray that goes on top of it that has all of my Emmy stick making stuff. So all the things you put on top of the stitch markers and the glue and all that stuff. And then here, my son made this box. Isn't that so cute? I kidnapped it from him because I love it. So I have been keeping my tags from all of my shows and then reusing them so that I know what to restock. So I know that these things sold, and there's some things, and I haven't been good about keeping track of what has sold. So I need to do better about that this year. But I can say like, okay, it's Mother's Day. What's something that mothers would like? Let's see, floral. Okay, so what floral things have I made before that sold? I have, let's see, flower coaster. Now I know that took forever to sell. Wow. There you go. Focusing is important. That took forever to sell, so I'm probably not going to make another one of those. Although the person who got it was very excited about it, it still took forever to sell. So flower pot with like a little happy face also sold one right away. The other one took forever to sell. And then 2 mushrooms. So mushrooms sell really well, and it's been a long time since I've made mushrooms. but I did not put the... So I had sold a bunch of flowers last year for Mother's Day, and I didn't have tags on them. So that's where I'm trying to get a little bit better about making sure I'm tagging everything properly so I can keep track of this. I think there's probably a better way to do this. I might safety pin these tags onto the bodies so I can just pop them off really quick. And then I might leave a tag on the bodies that has my, like, the care instructions and stuff for them. That way they can, like, cut it off later if they want or whatever. I think I'm going to do that. Anyway, so this is, like, I've got, like, Halloween and movie, TV show themed stuff. Sea turtles, sea life. And, yeah, so I have all kinds of stuff. And, like, a space cow. I know I've sold a stupid amount of those, but I didn't tag any of them. So I've been really bad about that. So I need to go through probably on my old videos, because I did go through what sold, and start a spreadsheet that has everything that I've made and sold this year. And then I can see how many times I sell it. So I can see how many chickens I made throughout the year and sold, because I have not kept track of that historically. But I do know that I always sell my chickens when I have a decent amount of them. So I need to go make more of those. And moms tend to like chickens. But yeah, that's what I'll figure that out. So I have that. And then what else do I have? This does not go here. I don't know why that's there. I have my calendar that I need to update, and all my glues and stuff over here. And then I have miscellaneous stuff. Lots of stuff. Wow, I'm burnt out. But yeah, I'm making progress and getting organized and figuring out, like, what do I need to have regularly accessible? What can I, like, store away and not have out all the time? So I'm working on that. Today is Tuesday. I have a stupid amount of stuff to get done. This is my long day that all the kids in the family are gone for the majority of it. So I get a good amount of time to work on what I need to work on. So hopefully I get that done. This was supposed to be a high quality cotton, and it's just completely falling apart. It's such a bummer. So I love the sweater, but anytime I wear it, it sheds on everything around it. Such a bummer. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to go back to work now. My husband's going to be home any minute, so I'm probably going to have to jump off of this pretty quickly, but I am trying to do weekly recaps, so that means I need to edit all of my stuff tomorrow for Wednesday. So I am going through, I had to dehumidify everything from my stock, from my market on April 1st, and it took a while to do that. My dogs are going crazy right now. I've got like a million flies in the house. That's super fun. You can see them buzzing around. Super annoying. I have a puppy, and I think just adding the extra animal, even though they're mostly outdoor animals, has like amplified the amount of bugs. I don't know. It might just be that time of year. There's like 2 left. I've managed to kill off all of the flies but 2, and they are actively landing on me to taunt me. Anyway, so high humidity area. I put my dolls in the bathroom and ran the dehumidifier, and normally I only need to run it once and it's fine. But I got these beads for moisture. I keep forgetting what they're called. And I put them in the bags, and I closed up the bags, and I set them aside. And I was like, I'm just going to double check that I've gotten enough moisture out that, you know, this way they don't smell musty or whatever. Every single one of them was green, which it's orange, it turns green if there's moisture. So there was clearly still moisture in there. So I had to run through all over again. And I got 2 large bags of these beads and stuck those. So I used to have everything kind of broken up. So now I just have 2 bags, one for my market bags, beanies, and clothing, and one for my plushies. And it's in a gigantic suitcase. And I just fill that thing to the brim until I can't fill anything else. And I am definitely down stock. So I need to work on getting some stock going. I didn't sell, I only sold 20 items, but it was enough. And I was totally sold out for Valentine's Day. So I mean, it put a good sized dent in my inventory. And super exciting, I just signed up for my first in store shelf. I have 2 shelves. I have no idea what I'm going to put on it. I'm thinking keychains and maybe market bags. So I know keychains sell really well. I think low cost items will probably sell the best. And I don't sell market bags at the farmer's market I do because there's not actually any produce there. So I have sold 1 market bag in a year. So maybe I'll put the market bags there. Maybe I'll put some things that don't move very quickly, which would mostly be the market bags and beanies, but there's already somebody there that does beanies. So I don't know, maybe I'll just put like a little selection of things. I'll have some keychains. I've got some swings, the little swing guys. I've got scrunchies. So I don't know, I'm just gonna have to kind of test it out and see how it goes. I think it's like $30 a month. They take all the payments there and then they pay out at the end of the month. I think they subtract the taxes or something. I don't know how that works. Actually, I need to ask about that. But obviously, they would subtract the fees that they pay on their terminal. So yeah, I'm excited about that. I don't know what I'm going to put on these shelves. So I've got to figure that out. And like a display. And I tomorrow, I think what I'm going to do is focus on getting some graphics going so I can get my sign up and figure that all out. But again, I'm not sure what the dimensions are. She's closed on Mondays and Tuesdays, and these are the days that I have to really work on this. So I may have to go into town on Wednesday. It's like 45 minutes from me. Everything's like 45 minutes from me. So I might have to go into town to go figure that out. But then I'm already going into town on Thursday for my classes I teach. There's the 2, I can see the 2 flies that are left and they keep mocking me. They're right there. Anyway, so I don't know, maybe I'll wait till Thursday to go and just bring a bunch of stuff with me and go figure it out. That's probably the best way to do it. I'm really curious to see if anything sells. I also got my nails done, but I had builder gel on them to make them sturdier. But it makes them very blunt, and that makes it hard for me to do eyes because I really want to crochet eyes. I've been enjoying doing it lately, but it's so hard to do with like the blunt ends of the fake nails. So I had them take all the fake nails off and just put some gel polish over the top. So we'll see how long this lasts. I had stopped doing that because it peels off of the back pretty easily. And when I did the builder gel, it wouldn't peel off as easily. So whatever. And yeah, I'm working on, actually, I need to put together a spreadsheet, and I've been procrastinating doing this. So I started writing down what inventory I currently have in stock and how much I'm charging for each thing. And I also put what pattern it's from. Oh my God, these flies. I swear to God, there's 2 of them. There's 2 and they're just mocking me. Like everywhere. It doesn't help that I have children, and children literally drop food everywhere. I'm looking at their chip crumbs that they just got in trouble for leaving everywhere. So anyway, yeah. So I wrote what the name is I put on the card, which I am trying to switch over from just putting like Grinch to if they call it like green guy or whatever. I'm putting Grinch in parentheses and then green guy. So I'm actually putting the name of the pattern. That way it's easier for me to find again. And I'm keeping track here. I am trying to make a point to purchase patterns only. However, if I did use an Instagram pattern, then I'll write in here Instagram or YouTube or PDF. PDF means you know, even if there is a YouTube version of it or whatever, my dog's going crazy. I buy the pattern so that way I can remake it, especially if I enjoyed making it. I make a point to buy the pattern. I still need to restock inventory, and so I need to do an order for Parfait Chunky, but I also am still in restock mode, so I am kind of putting it off a little bit because I'm gonna plow through a lot more yarn because I'm still trying to restock, and now I need to restock for Mother's Day, which is the next event coming up, and the shelf. So I'm probably gonna wait. I by no means am out of anything. That's why I stock preemptively. But I might wait until after Mother's Day to do like a big order. Another thing is I'm moving a lot of stuff around, trying to reconsider how I stock everything. So that makes a big difference. I am working on a couple things. Let me grab that real quick. Okay, this is my WIP bucket, and there's significantly more WIPs in my room. We're not going to talk about those right now. I pulled a bunch of things I did not add to my inventory yet because I want to make them keychains. So, and this, I forgot to put the little black spots all over it. So these, I'm going to all make these keychains, and this, I forgot to put the little bow around it, but I thought those would be cute. I'm just going to really get into my keychain game, maybe make some swings. This one, I wanted to crochet some eyes. I've had this for over a year and nobody has purchased it. So I think I need to maybe add more stuffing to this and crochet some cute eyes onto it so it'll sell. Still never finished this guy, which is just such a massive bummer because I was most excited to have this on my table for Easter and I never finished it, and I still can't find the nylons, and I forgot to go get more. Just kidding. I thought my husband was here. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is this is not sewn very well right here. I think I'm going to take it apart a little bit, go get some nylon, and then do the weighted beads because this is super heavy. This is very, very heavy, and I'm just going to go ahead and make the rest of the body heavy with the weighted beads and stuff it instead of doing the lovey thing, because with the fur, it's just like, it's better to just be full. So I need to finish that. I have a couple other odds and ends in there that need to be done. And then my son wanted an alpaca for his birthday. So this is almost done. I just need to sew the bottom, and I need to add the stuffing and do the eyes. So I'm just waiting for him to tell me what kind of eyes he wants. And then again, I was going to do the nylon and the beads in here. So it's super heavy and weighted. We are an artistic family, so weighted and soft texture plushies are kind of our bread and butter. They're our happy place and our love language. So I need to finish that. He picked out this color and everything, so that's almost done. And then I just have some odds and ends in here that I need to finish. So nothing too crazy here. I have been on a hexagon cardigan kick, which seems to be my palette cleanser after trying to market prep a whole bunch of plushies. I have a ton of plushies I need to make. I have a couple, no, is it just the one? I have one pattern test that I really should be working on, but I just needed a little bit of a break. So I've got some time left on that one. I'm going to work on this stuff. I'm going to work on my hexagon cardigan. Hurt my shoulder really bad doing that alpaca. Like, it's so hard to get to work with that stuff that I really messed up my shoulder. So I need to do my PT. I have PT that I am supposed to be doing for my shoulder. And I need to make sure I'm stretching first before I sit down and do any crochet hauls, any major work. So the next thing I want to do is I'm taking my inventory. I'm doing some of those WIPs, and then I did this for Easter. I did a restock I need to go through and see what I actually ended up stocking and what I didn't get to, and if I want to still get to it. Like cats, I need to make more cats. I made the mini beer. Let me mark some of these off. I made the mini beer. I did not make the watermelon, the coffee bean, the marshmallow. I did not make any more mushroom. Oh no, I did make mushrooms. I didn't make eggs. Might not do that at this point. I don't know. Plants. I didn't do any hanging plants. Cats. Didn't do any cats. Animals. I did 2 sushi bees and I sold one. Those were fun. I might make more sushi bees. I'm going to leave that blank. I didn't do any of the goose. I did 1 owl. I am totally out of capybara. And I did all the woodland creatures, but I want to do more of those too, so I'm going to leave that on there. Didn't do a crab. I did a hamburger turtle, but I definitely want to do more land turtles and sea turtles. I didn't do jellyfish, didn't do a whale. I didn't do any more UFO cows, or the pop rocket, or the pop alien, or the alien cowboy, or the Grogu hanger, so I've got to do that. I wanted to do the blue tiger and the bird from K-pop Demon Hunters. I don't have any more emotional support dumpster fire, so all of those things need to be restocked, and those are under my keychain card hanger restock. So that's all not done. Let's see, under space stuff, I have another Grogu. I have UFO, Saucer the Cow. I just redid this. Okay. I need to make an astronaut. And yeah, I just kind of rephrased a bunch of these things. So yeah, this is just like, I just wrote it out twice, I guess. I need to do some Highland cows. Yeah. Actually, this list is pretty accurate to what I need to get onto. I just like duplicated it on the top and the bottom, but really it's this bottom area that I need to focus on. A lot of these are pretty quick makes, and I can really amp up my keychain game. But then I also have Mother's Day, so I usually make some flowers. I sold out of all my flowers for Mother's Day last year, but I also got undercharged for them. Also, for Easter, I went to a brunch. It's a company thing, and they had someone purchased a whole bunch of Temu flowers that I guess are at Hobby Lobby now. So shame on you, Hobby Lobby. Ew. I let people know, and they saw them and they were like, I saw those flowers. I'm like, yeah, it's extremely unethical. People who make those are getting paid nothing. And I'm like, I got to educate some people about it. So that was good. Like, don't buy those flowers. Like, if they're that cheap, and I explain, you know, crochet has to be handmade as opposed to knit, where knit can be done with a machine. So it's very obviously unethical. It's not like maybe it's unethical. It's definitely unethical. So please do not buy those. So, I mean, it was annoying, but it was good that I at least got to educate people on that. And yeah, that's pretty much the update for right now. Just trying to get the house cleaned up after Easter, and I'm gonna work on my hexagon cardigan until I get sick of it, and then I'll do some WIPs, and there's some side projects that I'd like to do, but I'm just gonna hold off right now till I can get that done. The puppy we are fostering did get homed to a friend of mine, which is exciting. So I get to still see him. So he's still healing from getting fixed. And we're just kind of waiting to do the introduction with the other dog, and we'll see how that all goes. So I'm very excited that he's going to have a new loving home with somebody I like. So I get to still see him. My puppies will be very sad to see him go. They've been having a lot of fun with him, but we can set up play dates because she literally lives just like a couple of blocks away. So like a 5-minute drive. Anyway, so that's it for now. Yeah, I'm gonna go be productive. Hey, I was looking for that needle everywhere. It's been one of those days. My kids are gonna be home any second, so I'm trying to do this really quickly, but I decided to make little bags for all of my tags to categorize it in the way that I have it organized on my Google Drive folder. So I've been carrying these around and trying to restock from here, but it's just not realistic because sometimes I'm like, okay, I need to make a lot of animals. Sometimes, you know, if it's not Halloween, I don't need to be carrying around all the Halloween ones, although those are my favorite thing to make. Halloween and Easter, arguably, but like sea turtles, I make a ton of sea turtles, various different kinds. So I am now organizing them like this. I have no idea where I'm going to put these, so I should probably get like a box or something. This is not the ideal way to do this, but I need to start somewhere.
Aren't they all?